Hey guys, it is Miracle Toby here. And before you get started watching this video, I want to really get your writing material because you're going to be learning a whole lot of secrets in this very video, right? So get started and I will see you at the bonus section. So in this quick guide, what I want to show you is how you can actually leverage other authors' title. All right, and this is this is gonna work for you if you know, if you're working in a niche, right? In a niche that requires, probably you should be making use of one account for that niche. You should dedicate an account for that niche without, having to bring in other niches, right? And this is for those, especially if you're into the summary niche or you're into the cookbook niche, and let's say if you're also writing on travel guides, all right, so this will work for you even though you're working on cookbooks. But I think preferably I prefer those who are working on the summary niche and also those who are into workbook. Okay, so this is the idea. But before we get started, if this is your first time coming across this channel, don't forget to like this video, share this video so that can also benefit from it, and also don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you could get notified in my subsequent video. Now let's continue. And the thing is, now you see, if you're into summary niche, that is if you're publishing summary books, right? Now there are some things you want to consider. I'm pretty much sure that for you to publish a book, for you to publish a summary book, right, you must be modeling a book title, right? And that book title you're modeling, it must meet some criteria recommended in publishing summary books. Now, I will be using summary books as an example in this video. Why, if you're into cookbook or other niches, and if you feel this works for you also, please implement. All right, this will only reduce the stress in you, trying to do research. You see the headache you get whenever you're conducting a research. This idea will help you a lot. So I think you should be happy right now because what I'm about to show you is gonna wow you. Okay, and this is it. And please don't misuse this. All right, I want you to implement and think as a very, as an intelligent folk. Okay, so if you're publishing summary, if you're publishing workbook, in fact, I actually made this video for you. Primarily the idea is to make this video for you guys. So if you're into evergreen niche and you find this helpful, you're good to go. All right, so this is it. I'm very sure you know the normal thing. Now this is amazon.com, right? So the first thing I need to do is to change my location, right? Before you do research, you have to change your location. Yeah, but because of this thing I'm actually going to be showing you, you don't even need to change your location, but I will change my location, right? So let me just change my location. Changing my location is just for me to do the research. That is to show you the previous method, which is still the normal method. That's one thing about using Kiwi browser, but I have to make use of Kiwi browser because I don't want to log in this amazon.com on my normal browser where my account is logged in. Okay, so all right, so I'll just use the zip code. We go with this, so continue. Now, like I said, I want to be making use of a summary book, right? So let's say I want to do my research. I want to do my research. Go to bestsellers. Okay, so bestsellers under books, because I want to make use of a okay. I will be using a workbook. All right. Okay, so this is it. The idea is this. As you can see, like I said at initial, I said I may be using, I will be using a summary niche or a workbook, right? But for me to switch to books means that I'm working on workbook because Workbook is a paperback. All right, you only publish the paperback version of Workbook, but summary, I think you publish the Kindle version. Yeah. So, but since I've come on our books, so there will be workbooks. So you can just try doing your research as you might have learned in your, different courses, right? So that is it. If you want to do research, you check the health fitness need just to see a book. You see, you keep niching down just to get a book you want to work on. You see, you keep niching down. Let's say I want to work on acupuncture and acupressure. So you see, this is the last niche market here. So I may just want to check any of these books. All right. So now the idea is you keep checking any of the books till they meet with the criteria recommended by your course creator, right? Probably if you're publishing in the workbook niche or the summary niche, the competitor must not be, more than 10. The book should be, I think about 5 months, 3 months, I don't know, based on what you learned in your own courses. I'm not here to modify that fact, right? Mine is just to show you another method so that you will stop all the hectic research. Okay, now this is it. So you will have to keep checking each of these book to see the one that meets with the requirement. I mean, meets the criteria recommended for writing summary or workbooks. Okay, so that is that. So you see, you keep checking all of this, but I won't be doing all of this, right? So I just want to show you if that was the initial method. Or another method is going to your browser, searching bestseller book on Amazon. Good. And you keep doing all of those things. Now, my own idea now is this. The first thing you need to do is switch to books. All right. Initially, it was under all departments. Okay. So, but while doing this research, you want to switch to books. Books for those who are into cookbooks. Oh, sorry, for those who are into workbooks. Workbooks is more like paperback because you're publishing the paperback version of your workbook, because workbook is where, the word workbook, it is something they will print out, right? That's the paperback version, right? So that's why I'm switching to books. So for those who are into summary niche, you know the exact one you choose, if it is books or Kindle. I don't do summary. Of course, I publish summaries on Kobo, but I won't be doing, be emphasizing more on summary book. That's just it. So mine is I want to be using workbook to teach you in this video. So if you're using summary book, if that is the niche you're into, then maybe it is Kindle you use whenever you're doing your research. Please select Kindle and follow this instruction. The first thing to do is, now I will say workbook for the good enough job. Now I will click this. I'm assuming this is my title. Good. Now workbook for your future self. Workbook for your future self. Okay, that was the title. Your future self. Okay. Workbook for your future self. How to make tomorrow better. Now these are the workbooks. So that means the title of that book is how to make, your future self. Yeah, this is the title of the book. This is the title of the book. But if you're into workbook, you know that what you write as a title is workbook for the book title, isn't it? Now, the idea behind this is this. Let's say you've done your first research and you've been able to discover a book that you want to, model, a book you want to publish the workbook on, right? Now that I've discovered that, now that I've done my research, the initial research, going into bestseller department or going into the other department, I want to check for these, the department, health, all of those things. I've been able to discover a book. Now, you could, consider all the stress it took you before you could get a book that you want to model. So instead of me to go back and start another research for me to get another book that will meet with the criteria recommended in publishing summary books or workbooks, all I need to do is just to go back to that very book, right? Or you will just use the same thing I'm using there. So let's say this very workbook now was published by Babatope Adebiyi. All right, Babatope Adebiyi. Yeah, that is Yoruba name though. I beg. So Babatope Adebiyi. Now, all I need to do is just to click Babatope's name, right? I will click his name. If it's not clickable here, just click the book itself, right? Click the book itself. Now, what you want to do is click the author's name. That is our business. That is the main reason, for this video. Now, I will click Babatope's name, so which is the author's name. Good. Now, the result is showing me, I think, 42 results here. So I want to check books by this guy, right? I want to check other workbook by this guy. So this is what you simply need to do. Simply leverage other people's books. Are you getting the point? The point is this. Since what you do is workbooks, or what you do is publishing summary books, now this idea is for you. Whenever you've gotten a title, or if you have published a summary book before, follow this idea. If you have published a workbook before, follow this as well. And if you have not published any one of these before, still use this. But for those who have published before, go back and search for that book you published. Don't search for the title directly. Search for, if it is workbook for that title you published. If it is summary books, or the summary of, how you used to coin your summary books title, right? Yeah, so you should do the same thing here. Are you getting the idea now? So you will now say summary of that book title, right? See, that's how you used to write it. Or workbook. See, the way I'm trying to communicate with you guys is just the same way I'll be communicating with someone right beside me if I'm going to teach the person this exact strategy. All right. This strategy is not just, in fact, it's not even like everywhere. Even some of your best selling authors, some of your, course creators, they don't even get this at the moment. So I'm trying to expose this to you so that you will lessen the amount of time you spend on research and just go straight to the point. Now, instead of going through the bestsellers list to do research, to do all those things before you get a book and publish in a day, just be leveraging other authors' book. That is where you should be doing your research. And what research will you not be doing on this guy's book? Number one, the research is basic. It's very, very simple, which is simply replicate what you were asked to do in order for that book. You want to check if that book meets the recommended criteria. If the number one criteria for qualifying if this book is good to go for workbook, or if this title is good to go for summary book, is whenever you search for the title, the workbook for that title, the result, the workbook in that niche, in that result should not be more than 10 before you add your own workbook, or should not be more than 8. Then you know that, okay, it has passed number one criteria. I don't even get my point. You will not follow the next criteria that you were given. If the workbook or the summary should not be more than 5 months. If that book is not more than 5 months, you will tick it. Good. Now, the next thing is, if the title of that book is not trademarked, you will tick it. The title of this book is not trademarked. That means, so you will keep checking all the criteria. Mine is to show you now how you will get other people's book that you will be checking their criteria before you use them. I think I've made my points clear now. So now, how do you get these people's books? Now, this is it. Like I said, I clicked on this author's name, right? Because this author, now, why did I click on his name? It is because for this person to be publishing workbook, that means that I want to check if this person has enough workbook that he has published. So instead of me doing research, I will simply be doing my research on fact checking if all the workbooks he has published meet with the criteria. So I will just write on the books. instead of me doing research from scratch, I'll be conducting my research basically on the criteria of the titles published by this person. Are you getting the point now? So this person only has workbook 16 deniable laws of communication. Okay, you scroll down. Don't forget, you want to check other workbooks. But I think this person is not a good, we can't use this person because he has mixed niches here. So you go back. So you have to go back. All right. So you have to go back. Let's check for other workbook here. Okay. So you click this second one, workbook and journal. Okay. This other person has workbook for your future self. Okay. Let's check these guys. Express Publishers. Okay. Normally, I used to check the first 5 guys here, right? So I will click the author's name. You can see the author name here. Can you see what I'm saying? This is exactly what I asked you guys to do, right? Note, some of these guys, right? Now, this person has about 11 books, and all of them are workbooks. So that means this person is only focused on workbooks. So if you are into workbooks, all you basically need to do is search for workbook by so person, or say or just type workbooks. If you type workbooks, right? If you type workbook for, you will see a lot of titles here. So all you need to do is you will click on any of these titles, right? And you'll be checking each authors. That is exactly what I did. Now, one of the author was this guy, Express Publishers. And we got to find out that Express Publishers has published 11 workbooks. So it is now your duty, because we don't know if Express Publishers is someone that likes taking risk with his account. In the sense that, number one, some of them love to publish books that are trademarked. I mean, titles that are trademarked. Some of them also love to publish books that are still on pre-order. So you want to avoid all those things. And I'm sure your course creator might have explained all of these things to you. Are you getting the point now? That is it. Now, what you need to do is, this was the first book that brought us Abi. Now, the book for your future self, right? Now, this guy published this book on 7th of June 7th, right? Now, if probably this was the book that brought you here, I mean the research that brought you here. Now, so you want to keep checking other workbooks published by the same author. So let's check the second workbook. Assuming you have written on the first one, or if the first one is too, the competition is high, you could not write anything there, you want to click the author's name, check other workbooks by that author. So that is it. Now you can see this workbook for the right call. You and I knows what you were instructed to do if this title is eligible or meet the criteria to publish a workbook. I hope you're understanding my point now. So all you need to do is just to copy the title, which is the right score. Do your trademark check. Check the title if you want to check the number of book published in that title. Now, if I paste this now, you will see it there, the right score. So the right score, and the book is actually a best-selling book. As you can see, you see other workbooks are here. So can you see other workbook? In fact, this one even published his own on June 16th. Wow. And the person is ranking. Wow. Workbook. Can you see? So to me, you and I knows that this workbook, now if you now, this is just the book title, right? Giving us 10,000 results. If I not search workbook, if I did workbook for the right score, I want to know the number of workbook. Now this is about imagine display 1,000 results, and this is like the first 16. Can you see? Too many workbooks here for the right score. So that means that this is the part of the criteria, right? the eligibility, the requirement, what you should check. So that means this title is a no. Are you getting my point now? So that is exactly what you need to do. So imagine if you started your research from scratch, from the best-selling book, you started entering all the niches, all the sub-niches, till you now get, and you get to see that, oh wow, the right score, and you clicked it. Imagine all the stress. Meanwhile, within 2 minutes, we've been able to check about 2 to 3 different workbooks, 2 to 3 different titles, and we've known the number of, the result there. We will also confirm if the book is live, if under the trademark, or if the book, you see all these things. And you want to also check the availability of that book on either Google Books according to what your course creator taught you. That is it. I'm not teaching you how to do all of these things. I'm teaching you how to reduce the amount of time spent on researching. Instead of you to be publishing books, you keep researching. To do research is good, but now I'm showing you the better way in doing your research. It is well said that follow who know road, right? Now, for you to succeed and to keep progressing in the business means that you're following someone that knows it better, right? Someone that's already succeeding at that business. That is just the same thing. Instead of you to be doing research, trying to figure out a book that will meet the criteria of your workbook or your summary book, check what other authors have published. I hope I've been able to make this clear. That is it. Now, that right call is not okay. We don't like it because even from the result, we no go feel work on them. Click the second workbook by the same guy. All right. Now, to be a woman, you copy it. The title is the title is to be a woman, right? Now let's check for workbook for to be a woman. Paste it. Workbook for to be a woman. Let's check it out. Workbook for to be a woman has over 7,000 results. Can you see? So that is it. And another thing is this. As you can see, okay, you can see the guy's book here. Wow. You can see the guy's book here, and I think, okay, you see, all you need to do is just to count all the workbooks. This result can be deceiving most times because, as you can see, 1 to 16, we only have this as number 1, this as number 2, this as number 3. When you scroll down, the guy's own, oh, sorry. When you scroll down, you see all these ones are there, all these ones are there. Okay, so that's how you keep doing your research. You see another one, if there's another one, so all you need to do is just to keep counting. Can you see? All you need to do is to keep counting all of these things. So that's how you get the best instead of you trying to do research from scratch. That way you may be delayed. Yes, the time you should be spending. Okay, just see the way the way we've been able to analyze some books here. Imagine you want to start doing research and we're now coming across those books that we've just analyzed by leveraging other authors. So if you don't get a good book there, now come here. So I think I've been able to explain that using workbook, right? Now let's search for summary of. Now let's look for a book here. So that's why most times when you do a research, and you get a good book, you will see other authors that have published in that same niche. You want to check other books by all those authors. So let's say the light glucose revolution. Yes, let's check this. Now, summary of glucose revolution. Okay, all I need to do is just to check the author name. Wow. Can you see? This person has published a lot of summary books and they are well ranked. Wow. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. So all you need to do is this. And this person has an Author Central account. That is very nice. Now, the first book that led us here was summary of glucose revolution, right? Imagine this person also has a workbook, the silver mind control method. So since it was summary that actually brought us here, as you can see, the guy has other summary books here. So let's I want to search for this very book now. All right, all I need to do is just to check for this title. This is more like your course creator. No, the idea I'm giving you here is more like I created the course on summary, right? And and all the sorry, let me go back. I created a course on summary, right? On how to publish summary books. And I promised in my course that I'll be giving you about 200 summary book titles. Titles you can start creating the summaries. Are you getting the idea now? 200 summary book titles that you can begin to create the summaries right away. And I will now include an instruction which is serve as a disclaimer that as at the time of making this video, right? As at the time of making this video, all the summary titles they all meet with the criteria recommended in publishing a summary book. But while publishing, make sure you check them again, which is the reason, which was the same thing I've been telling you since. That this idea is you checking other publishers' book, other book published by other authors, and you will just follow what you were taught on how to fact check, on how to on how to qualify a book title before you can create the summary or before you can publish the workbook. So this idea will help you a lot. Do you get now? You see, the moment we click on this author's name, we could see all that summary here, right? So we could find them. So all you need to do is just now, all these books here are more like me giving you title to go and work on, to go and do research. So let's say the summary of Fossil Future is my number one title that I promised in the 200 titles. Now someone like Legan Rada is very well known in the KDP, business. He released a book, I think last year, 800 evergreen, 800 plus evergreen topics. Now it's more like if we're saying this is Legan Era's book or this is Legan Era's author central page now, right? And all the 800 plus evergreen topics are the books he has published. He is now asking everyone, all of his students, to make sure that they verify each of those topics. But as at the time as at the time he published or he was publishing those topics, they are still very much profitable, right, in the evergreen niche. But time changes, and Amazon KDP, of course, a lot of updates. But before you publish each of these titles, do your research and niche down so your books can get ranked and can start making sales. Are you getting the idea now? So it is more like him copying out all the titles of the books you're seeing here for you guys to start modeling. That is the same knowledge I'm giving you now. So it's more like I've written all of these titles now for you to go and do your research, check the trademark, check for the book, check the date it was published, and make sure that the book is qualified before you can write on it. But if it doesn't meet with any of these criteria, please leave the book. Check another author that has published in the summary niche and also in the workbook niche. If you're doing workbook or you're doing summary, I hope I've made myself clear. Right? So this is it. Not in it. So you may want to check this. Wow, not in it to win. You just copy this. Let's check for this title. Not in it to win it. Now as you can see, summary books are always Kindle. So according, I said this earlier. So workbooks are paperback, summary books are Kindle. So as you can see, this book has 118 results. So let's check for the summary of not in it to win it. Wow, this guy dey vex. So this book on publishing, guys. Wow, this book was even published July. Hey, summary guys are eating it big. And as you can see, summary of not in it to win it big. And I think from what I'm seeing here, guys, if you're into summary niche, I think this is a go ahead for you, because what I'm seeing is just 4 results. So if you're watching this video now and you are doing summary books, I think I've just exposed a topic. You can go and model now. This is 4 results. Wow, this is 4 results. Stop jamming your ends together now. So these 4 results, because this is just the summary, and this is second summary books. Imagine this one was published June 6, the other one was published July 4, and they've all made sales. Wow, just 4 results. Just 4 results, which I'm very sure if you publish your own summary book, you're gonna sell. Now let's check other basic requirements for this summary book. What's the next thing you want to check here? Let's do okay, let's do TM search, right? If the book is trademarked, which I'm very sure that book is not trademarked. If we check it, well, we can tell. Let's check the title. I want to check the title, this title, if it is trademarked. That's why I said some people like taking risk with their own account. As you can see, this one it's ought to win, and that is not your book title. This one is not in it to win. So you have to look for it. Not, you see, look for it. It's ought to win. It's never too late to win. Keep searching for it. Keep checking for it. So guys, this book is not trademarked. This title is not trademarked. This title is not trademarked. It's not trademarked. This title is not trademarked. If it is trademarked, we would have even seen it on the very first page. The exact title. We have seen it on the very first page. Not in it to win is not trademark, because we can't find it here. All right, so we can't find it here, and almost everything there is dead already, so we can't find it here. So you see, this is one of the requirements, right? And now let's check this Google Books, if we can get the book content. I'm just showing you some basic things which you've already been taught in your course, just to show you that if you're writing summary book, not in it to win. Okay, not in it to win. Let's check the book, this thing again, to be very sure that's the book we're writing. Not in it to win. Let's back up from this. Okay, wow. So this is the book, and the book is a best-selling book. So if I in the summary niche, just grab this expo I just gave you now. So this is the book, and you can see under Google Books, the book is, I think the book is available when you come to get the book. I think the book is available here. Yeah, I think the book is available. So you also know the other platforms where you can actually download the book content itself, so which I wouldn't mention in this video. So if you have any course on summary niche, you know where to get the complete PDF of this book, right? If you are using Workbook, you can check out Blink List. I will only tell you Blink List, but the other one, you can download the PDF, you can find out yourself. All right, mine is just to show you what you can do instead of you. So just imagine that, how did I get this profitable title now? So let's say I'm into summary niche. I will just rush and start working on this very title, because I only have just 2 results, just 4, only 4 summaries. The book is not trademarked. Number one, the title is not trademarked. Secondly, this is just 4 results. It's not even up to 10. And I think some course creators, they will always advise you not to publish a book that is more than 10 results. That is the competition. So you're very, very good to go if you're in the summary niche. So this title, I've just exposed a title. Thank God I did the research right in this video, and we arrived at this title. We didn't go through any best-selling, any Amazon best-selling, or trying to go to all departments searching how many hours will it take us before we can discover this profitable title. That is it. So that's why you need to leverage this method. It's working. It's working. All right, so that is just the same thing, and that's how you also get it even into the workbook niche. We started with workbook, right? But we couldn't do much, and at the end of the day, just a little research we did on summary, we're able to get a profitable book. So if you're in the summary niche, go and write a summary for this title. You can see this book is selling. That is why I said model other books. Check other authors in that book you're modeling, right? So let's try one more. which is in the Evergreen niche. Let's try one more. We're done with workbook and summary now. Let's try travel guide. Let's try this. If it's, I think it should work for Evergreen niche. Travel guide to Paris. Okay, so I want to check travel guide to Paris. Mine is just to be, mine is just to check most of these guys. All right, some of them uses publisher's name, so I would love to go for those ones. I mean, printing press names. Okay, you can see someone like this, rough guides. Someone like this might have other books, other travel guides, which I can actually search if the travel guides are profitable. Good, as you can see. So this person has other travel guides. Mine is just to check these travel guides. If to check the BSR, we that are into the Evergreen niche, we know how to qualify a book for the Evergreen recommended criteria, for the criteria recommended for Evergreen niches. Wow. So that means I will just be checking each of his titles one after the other. But summary and workbook is not like this. Those ones, they are already modeling the best-selling book. But it is your duty as an Evergreen publisher to check for the profitability of your book. While in the summary and workbook, you want to check to make sure that the book follows all the recommended criteria. So guys, if you've gotten massive value from this video, from this secret I've just exposed to you, which will lessen the amount of time spent on you doing research from scratch, hit the subscription button. Don't forget to like this video, share this video, and also subscribe to this channel. Cheers guys, and one love. All right guys, so we've come to the end of the video. Right now, this is it. For those of you in the book formatting class and watching this video now, you know that this secret is just for you to go and kill that book now, format your book properly. But for those who would like to get access to a book, to the advanced book formatting class, this is for you. If you want to format your book, like this is my book interior, this is one of, okay, I think this one is the one I did for a client, right? So this is the book interior. As you can see how beautiful the interior of this book is, how you can add AI images without any issue with Amazon, how you can manipulate your images. And can you see how I was able to manipulate this book? I was able to add a background. All of this was done using Google Docs, and also you can actually do the same thing on Microsoft. But those who do not have a personal computer and they want to make use of their smartphone to design their book interior like a pro, this is for you. All right, click the link in the description below to join the book formatting class, right? You're going to be joining the book formatting class. I will teach you how you can format your books professionally. Can you see the way I format this cookbook, right? I will teach you how you can format your book like this professionally without having any issues with Amazon. And also in the book formatting class, you will learn a whole lot of things like how you can be selling your books using a YouTube channel. You don't need to create any video, but every strategy I'll be exposing in the book formatting class, and also how you can leverage Quora to sell your book, how you can connect your Quora as a blog to your YouTube channel, and all of these things, every other secret I'll be showing you. But it is one thing to get a profitable topic, to get a profitable niche. It is another thing for your book to look captivating. All right, see the way I was able to manipulate all of this. I used Google Docs. As you can see, this is my Google Drive. All right, I used Google Docs to publish this book. So that is it. Here's another one. You can actually check this. Here's another book. This book is one of the marketing book I used, because the idea is not only publishing books, but think about the marketing aspect of your book. This is what makes you a complete publisher. When you see someone whose book is ranking #1 in new release, don't think they'll just publish the book and sleep over it. No, some of them have YouTube channels, some of them have blogs. So whenever they make a post on the blog, they will just include the link to their book on Amazon. And you think the traffic from the blog are not enough to get their books to #1 in new release, to get their book to the best-selling books? That is just the idea. So all of these things we'll be learning in the book formatting mastery. For instance, now this is a book, or this is a book bonus. All right, so this is a bonus I included in my previous book. This bonus, you won't get it anyhow if you don't sign up on my email list. This idea is to get subscribers on your email list. You follow them up with email marketing, which I've covered in the book formatting class. You see, you're using one stone to kill 100 birds in the book formatting class, so that when they sign up on your email list, you'll be able to send them subsequent mails should in case you, if at all you're going to be publishing books in that niche, and which I'm sure you won't do that if you don't have plan to publish other books. So this is for you if you want to learn advanced book formatting. All right, if you want to learn advanced book formatting, this is another book formatting method. So all of these things have made it very easier for you. You'll be using your Google Docs to do all of this. Now this is my paperback version of a book in the grayscale. All right, so all of these things, like I said, you'll be learning them in the book formatting class. It is one thing to have your book to get a profitable title. It is another. Now this is my personal book. All right, the first one I showed you was my client book, and the second one I showed you was the bonus. Now this bonus is for this book. Once you buy this book, you'll be able to get the bonus. And I've actually explained how you can be selling more of paperbacks than the Kindle version. All right, so basically this is how the book is. Can you see other books by the author, how you can do this in Google Docs? You can see a background image here. All of these things I have covered in the book formatting masterclass. So click the link below to join the book formatting class. And thank you for watching this video to the very end. Stay jiggy.